happy Friday. I am so excited that you guys are here. I'm going to let you guys take a minute to hop on since we're doing a live workout today. I am not going to be responding to the comments because I'm going to do the live workout and really focus on that. But if you guys have questions, you can feel free to make it in the comments below. Mom brain today, and I'll come back and I'll answer any of the questions that you have. So if you do the workout and you have questions after, just let me know. So I'm just going to do a quick test to make sure I'm live, that you guys can hear me. If only you guys could see this crazy setup I have. So if you guys are just hopping on, be sure to say hi really quick. I want to make sure my volume's all good to go. Okay, cool. All right, we're live. So today we're going to do a pelvic floor workout. You guys have been asking for this workout for a long time, and I'm finally doing it. I just wanted to make sure, number one, that it is fun, because pelvic work isn't always fun, and pelvic work is a lot of Kegels, and I also wanted to do Kegels or Kegels, however you want to say it, and I also wanted to do something that wasn't Kegel or Kegel work today. So I have a bunch of movements for you all today, and I want you guys to use this video to come back to continue your pelvic floor work. So who is pelvic floor work for? Now, most of us postpartum moms, this affects pelvic floor, like prolapse or leaking, incontinence, affects 1 in 5 of us postpartum women. So that's a lot of us here. It's really, really common, but that doesn't mean you have to live the rest of your life peeing your pants. I saw a TikTok the other day of like a mom jumping on the trampoline, and she like made a joke that she cannot hold her bladder. And I just want you guys to know that it can be fixed, and you don't have to live the rest of your life like that. So the first thing you want to do is start with the pelvic floor. And now, one thing to remember is that when we repair something, it's usually not just one specific thing we're working on. We're actually working on the whole entire trunk here. So we're working on the abs here. We're working on our pelvic floor, and we're working on our inner thighs, our outer thighs, and our glutes. All of this combined is really going to help those pelvic floor muscles, right? So before we get started, all you guys need is a simple mat, a yoga block like this. If you don't have one, that's okay. You can use a pillow, or you can even take a blanket and fold it up a few times with the block. I am going to be using this is a more firm block, so this is a cork block. If you feel like this is a little bit too intense, you can use a foam block as well. It's funny, I literally threw out my foam blocks the other day and was like, oh, I actually need them. So I'm probably gonna get some foam blocks, but today I'm gonna use the cork. This wasn't bugging me. I did this workout a little bit earlier. So again, if you don't have this, you can use a pillow or roll up a blanket. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to be talking you guys through this. I'm going to be giving you a lot of cues, and we're going to be working on a ton of breath work. Breath work is so important when it comes to pelvic floor work, or even diastasis recti repairing work, okay? So when you guys are working with me or watching any videos, don't get annoyed, but I am going to cue you to breathe a lot. Like, I want your kids, if you have older kids, I want your kids to be like, Mom, why are you breathing so hard? Like, that means you're doing it right, okay? So if you have a younger kid at home that is like, Mom, why are you breathing so hard? Be like, yes, I'm doing it right. Okay, so first off, we are going to start with on our backs first. So I'm going to cue you guys hip distance apart. Lie flat on your back here. Again, before we get started, I want you to check for a couple of things, okay? Your feet are firmly planted on the ground. Your back is firmly into that mat, meaning if I take a hand and I put my hand underneath my back, I cannot really get in there. If you find that you have a gap underneath and you can fit your hand under, you are going to tilt your pelvis back, okay? That's you engaging your pelvis. That's the first move with the pelvic floor work, okay? So we're here in this nice flat back, feet bent, and we're just gonna start with some simple glute bridges just to get things activated, okay? So hands planted, and I'm going to roll my hips up slightly, squeeze at the top, and I'm going to roll back down 1 vertebrae at a time, okay? Now, when I say one vertebrae at a time, keep doing these. What I mean by that is you literally are thinking about your spine. Each little vertebrae comes down one at a time, meaning you're not just letting your back flop down. You're really thinking about articulating that spine, articulating that pelvis tilt, and back down, okay? So roll up. We're just warming up here, ladies, and breathe through it. So now, inhale in, exhale out. Inhale on the way up, exhale on the way out. If you need to reverse your breathing, if it feels better the other way, that is totally fine, okay? I just want you to really focus on the deep breaths, activating that core, activating that pelvis tilt, okay? So now that we kind of know we're activating the abs, we're activating that pelvis, now we're going to take it and we're going to kind of open up the pelvis a little bit more. So now what you're going to do is you're going to take your block or your pillow or a folded up blanket. You're going to place that block right in that low back area. So kind of thinking right on that top butt area, low back. This is the sacrum area here. Now, what you don't want is you don't want to feel any pain here. You don't want your back arching. You want try to adjust it so it feels really comfortable. And again, my block is long ways here. I'm not doing it this way, okay? So underneath, and all you're going to do is just sit here and kind of just let it relax, okay? So deep breath in. Oh, deep breath out. I can feel my pelvis, my sacrum just pressing into that block and releasing, okay? So stay here, do about 5 breaths, okay? When you're doing this, I want you to think about relaxing those shoulders, okay? This isn't anything crazy, ladies. Relaxing that chin, deep breaths here. You can even think about when you're inhaling in, you can even try to do some Kegels. So I'm squeezing and then I'm relaxing on the way out, okay? So the next step here is now we are going to take our knees up. So we're just gonna lift them up here. Now, you shouldn't feel any pain here. You can bend them and just kind of let them flop and relax. And same thing, again, all we're doing is opening up this pelvis here. These movements, ladies, if you're feeling any pain in the middle of the night or when you wake up, these are really good to do. This really is gonna open up those hips, start getting them active. So again, take some deep breaths while I'm talking to you here. So same thing. You can even straighten one leg up and roll the ankle and then the other. It's okay if your leg is not super straight or just trying to get those muscles to loosen up a little bit so we're ready to work them a little bit more. Don't worry, we're gonna do some work and relax. And again, you can even straighten both up if that feels good. What's happening here is we're allowing the blood to flow back into that pelvis, okay? So we're giving it some love here. We're letting it know we love you. We're gonna work on this pelvis. I want you to open up, relax so I can do the work that I need to fix my prolapse, my leaking. You can even, don't go crazy on this one, but you can even do a little bit of a kind of a circle with your knees here. That's giving it a little bit of a massage on that low back. And again, your abs are staying engaged this entire time. Okay, so this next one, we're still on the block here. So now we are going to open up our knees. Hopefully you guys can see this. I'm gonna turn just slightly so you guys can see. We're gonna open up here, okay? So nice and wide. And again, you're just gonna hang out there. Now, this, especially if you are newly postpartum, if you have relaxin in you, this might be a little too intense. I remember when I first did this, I was, probably 6 weeks postpartum. It was still kind of painful. So if that's the case, you can either use your hands on the outside of your knees to kind of lift them up so you're not doing as big of a stretch, or you can even grab your ankles right here. So you're getting a deep stretch, but you're giving some more support. And again, just let them flop out Open wide and just breathe, moms. This is really easy stuff, okay? And believe it or not, yes, this is all stuff that is going to help you really strengthen that pelvic floor again, okay? So let's just hang out here for a little bit. Breathe and relax. Again, when you're breathing in, think about tightening up those kegels and then relaxing and breathe in and relax. Okay, so now we're going to bring our knees together nice and tight, relax down, and we're going to slowly shift off of the block, okay? So we're shifting off the block. So now what we've just done is we've really relaxed the pelvic floor muscles. We've opened them up. They're ready to do some work. So now we're going to start with some glute bridges again. But this time we're going to use the block. Again, you can use a pillow for this. I'm going to put the block in between my knees. Now, why I like to have this block, you can even use, I have a ball too. You guys can even use a ball like this. Now, what the block is doing right now, as opposed to not having the block. When I put the block in between my knees here, my inner thighs are automatically turning on because I have to squeeze that block, okay? So that's why putting a pillow, a ball, whatever, a block in between is going to activate those inner thigh muscles. These inner thigh muscles are key to repairing that pelvic floor, okay? So now we're gonna start again, really simple bridges. So we're gonna roll up and all the way down. We are not going for height here, okay? It is not, we're not trying to beat the person next to us. We just want to go to the extension that we can without any pain, right? You never want any pain when you're doing these exercises, and slowly back down. And like I said before, we are articulating the spine one vertebrae at a time on the way down. So let's do 10 of these at your own pace. So again, working on that inhale and exhale. Good. Inhale and exhale. Now, to take it up a notch, you're squeezing the block. Now, try to squeeze your glutes at the top as well. So now we're squeezing all of the muscles together. We're really working, we have the whole trunk working. We have the inner thigh working, we've got the glutes working, I've got my abs working. This is an amazing pelvic floor movement, ladies. So let's do about 5 more. Deep breath, and we have the breath work. And up, good, and down. Couple more. Squeeze those glutes, relax those shoulders, and up one more time, and down. Okay, so those ones are a great one to do on your own. Do a set of 10 of them every single day. Now this next one here is another bridge one, but we're gonna do hip circles. No block needed. So we are going to lift up to the range of motion that is comfortable for you. And we're just gonna circle our hips around from one side. So I'm going to, starting at the right, all the way up and back down. My bottom is just slightly touching the ground, and then I come back up. With this one, you should really be feeling the inside of your thigh, okay? Deep breath, blow it out. Nice and tight, okay? All the way down, good, and then come back up. Try to get a good range of motion and think about activating that pelvic floor. When it comes to pelvic floor work, it is all about mind-body connection. So let's hold at the top. And now we're gonna go the other way. So go the opposite direction. Good. Now, this one is one that really a lot of people will start to let their abs go. So go ahead and make sure your abs are on. So give them a little poke. If it's too soft, your abs are off. If it's nice and hard, your abs are on. You're activating everything here. Deep breath. Hopefully everybody can hear me. And breathing nice and deep. Let's do a few more of these hip circles. And hold at the top. and come back down, one vertebrae at a time. Now, you should be feeling a lot of inner thigh work from just those two movements. Now we're gonna move into some butterfly, what I like to call butterfly bridges. And there's a couple progressions. I might have to show you guys. I might have to move around. But again, flat on the back. Moms, like I said, these ones are nice and easy. But again, you're working a lot of muscles, even though we're laying down. So this one here, feet hip distance apart. Now you are going to spread or widen your knees. Just let them fall back here. This is a butterfly position. What we are going to be doing is we're going to start with some closing and opening. Okay, so this one here is really going to be activating that pelvic floor. So big inhale and then exhale. Squeeze them together. Inhale. Let them come out and then squeeze together. Exhale. If you feel any cramping, that's okay. Shake your leg out. With a lot of the bridges, if you haven't done them in a while, or sometimes if you're dehydrated, you might feel a little bit of cramping. Shake your legs out. All right, so exhale, inhale. Or you can do it the opposite way. It doesn't matter as long as you're focusing on the deep breaths and the squeezing on the way up. So squeeze that pelvic floor and out. Again, let's do 10 of them. So bring it up. And then we're going to make it a little bit more challenging. You know how I like to do that. Squeeze them together and relax. Now, some of us have an overactive pelvic floor. Mine's actually a little bit overactive, meaning you might have some pain during sex. Or what happens if it's overactive is you're actually just keeping that Kegel really, really tight all the time. What this does, it allows you to relax. So really focus on relaxing completely, letting that pelvic floor know it's okay to relax. And then this is how we tighten it. And then this is how we relax it, okay? We want to train the body to know exactly what to do and what we want it to do with these workouts. Do a couple more of these, deep breath. Relax everything. Inhale together. Relax. Inhale. Okay. Now, the next one here is we're going to do a little Pilates V. If you don't know what that is you're going to bring your heels together like so, okay? So I'm going to bring my heels together down here on the mat, toes planted for now. Toes and heels are planted for now. And just first I want you to do glute bridges with your feet completely planted like this. So the knees are slightly open, heels together, toes out, and you're just going to lift up. Again, you're not going to have a ton of movement here, just little small movements of that pelvis. Up and then down. So we're focusing on squeezing the glutes. I can feel those inner thighs working and lifting up and down. Let's do about 10 of those at your own pace. Thinking about articulating that spine, squeezing those inner thighs. We need to strengthen those, which is strengthening the inside of our pelvic floor. Let's do a few more. You got this, mama. I'm so glad you are taking care of you today and doing these movements. I know how horrible it is to have a little leakage. That is really uncomfortable, especially if you're in public. Okay, now relax down. Now I want you to take it up onto your toes. Heels are still together here, okay? So I'm going to take it up and back down. All I did was I raised my heels. I'm going to add in a little close now. So I'm going to raise up onto my heels, close my knees. They're not going to touch completely. Widen my knees and come back down. So you have a little rhythm here now. So up, close together, open, and come back down. So now we're really working everything here. We're working the inner thighs. We're working the glutes. We're working the core. I'm up on my heels. I can feel the back of my hammies working now, right? That's what it does when I raise my heels. Now my hammies are getting activated. Squeeze together, come back down, okay? Let's do a few more of these. These ones are great. And up, focusing on that breath there. And moms, after you do this, if you're like, Megan, I'm not feeling anything, please let me know. That means I need to cue you a little bit differently. Everybody, when they work out, since I've done so much training, I know some people work with these other cues than other cues, right? So I want to make sure everybody's feeling it. So if I need to start cueing in different ways, I want to make sure I know to do that. So everyone gets what they need. Let's do a couple more. My hammies are on fire. Again, if they start to cramp, go ahead and shake them out, squeeze, and back down. Okay, so let's shake it out. Your hammies should feel tight, like they just got worked. Your inner thighs should. Go ahead and hug your knees to your chest. Give it a little roll. Massage that low back. I've got one more for you, mamas. So this one here, again, we're going to be lying down. I think I have to position myself because I don't have enough room. I'm in Phoenix's room. So the next one we're going to do is a split one. Again, if you have any, or if you are new to postpartum, you might have some relaxant, so be careful with this one. So this is a split one, and I am going to lie on my back. You can either do it with a block or without. I'm going to use my block, okay? So here's my block. I'm putting it underneath my back, just like we did at the beginning. If you're just hopping on and you don't know what I'm talking about, go ahead and watch the beginning first, so you make sure your block is set up nice and properly so you don't injure yourself. I'm going to lift my feet up to the ceiling here. You don't have to have them really straight. And we're just going to do some split work. So I'm going to open wide and come together. Again, if you have a lot of relaxing, you can use your hands to stop from going too far, and then open. Now, I'm thinking about squeezing those inner thighs together and then relaxing. And squeeze together. Try to make your legs as straight as possible. Point your beautiful toes if you can. If you have a little bend in your leg, that is a-okay. So with these, you can do about 10. They're really going to get your inner thighs working. And what the block does, it gives you that little bit of elevation. It actually kind of helps your abs engage a little bit, those low abs. So squeeze together and relax. Now I want you to give me a little cross and out. And then cross and out. And cross. Yep. And you can even bring it in a little bit tighter. Yep, and I can really feel all of my legs working. All of the leg is working here. So continue with that breath, mama. Really, when your eyes are closed with a lot of this work, if you close your eyes, it can kind of make it a little bit easier to really work on that mind-body connection. Envision, I know this sounds weird, but envision that pelvic floor really using its muscles and coming together. Visualization, ladies, is a huge thing and a huge secret a lot of fitness athletes don't tell you about. So visualize your muscles working properly. Visualize your body healing. It works. I know it sounds kind of silly, but it really does work. All right, let's relax down. That was a lot. And release that low back. I'm going to take the block out from underneath me. We're going to squeeze together. Just let that low back release that pelvis. You did an amazing job. I'm going to hop up in just a minute to kind of talk to you guys about how to utilize this workout. So now that we've done all those movements, the important part is consistency. And you really want to make sure if you have severe prolapse or incontinence or anything like that, you want to make sure that you're really, really focusing on these exercises at least 3 times a week, sometimes 5. And it takes, how long did it take us? 20 minutes tops. You can probably even do it between 10 to 15 minutes. You can also make them a little bit more challenging, adding some bands once you feel like it's really is starting to heal, you're having less leakage, that kind of thing. This is also really great for people who have the overactive pelvis as well, training your body to relax at the right time. Now, if you're interested in more of these pelvic floor workouts and movements, most of you guys know I have programs, and we're gonna have a lot more videos in there that are really gonna focus on helping you mamas repair your pelvic floor. So let me know in the comments below what else you guys want to see, what other types of workouts. I am super excited to be here. I think we hit over 1,300 members. So if you're new here, be sure to say hi and post a picture of you and your babe inside the group. Let us know where you're from. And yeah, let me know what else you guys want to see. I hope everybody has an amazing, beautiful weekend. And before we go, as most of you guys know, I like to do affirmations at the end. So close your eyes, mama. Take a deep breath. You are an amazing mother. Thank you for being here today. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to be here. I want you to repeat after me. This is a really important part of the end of the workout. So repeat after me. I am an amazing mother. I can do anything I put my mind to. I am healthy and I am strong. I am beautiful and I am confident. I love showing my family how I can be healthy and how we can be healthy as a family together. Yes, I love you all, mamas. I will see you guys all super soon next week. And until next time.